joined by family therapist Karen Phillip and journalist Angela Mullard. Good morning to you both.
Good morning, Ken.
Now, a new report caught my eye. Dads these days are stepping up as the top parent because this report claims they are involved, caring, competent and self-sufficient. And we'll start with you, Karen. Do you think these findings are accurate, or are they just a very small sample of the dads out there?
Look, I agree. Dads are very competent. And I think that there's a lot more dads that are stepping up. But the fact is that over the last decade or three, work has changed. We no longer do 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. We're all over the place. So that therefore enables dads to be there a lot more at different hours and different times for their children. And while I think the change is a little slower than we would like, I think it certainly is changing and adjusting. But I also believe that mums, beg your pardon, mums are also teaching their sons how to pick up things, put their clothes away, vacuum the house when they're about 10 or 12. So I think mums are doing that as well to teach the young men how to be a little bit different when they perhaps become dads.
These are tools for life. They're going to need to know this stuff.
For sure.
Angela?
Oh, look, I love a bit of gold star fathering. I was at the pool last week and saw a dad doing his 2 daughters' hair after their swimming lessons and, you know, putting them in little plaits and everything. I thought that was dead cute. But I'm sick of the applause. You guys are constantly in the newspapers being heralded for how fabulous you are at actually just being a parent. There's no story saying that I'm working this morning, then I'm going to swimming lessons, then I'm going to the mall with my daughter, then I'll inevitably cook dinner. There's no one saying, oh, aren't we fabulous? But what I would say, so look, half of me applauds it, but the other half of me just thinks, you know what, there's still too many dads saying, oh, I'm babysitting the kids, when actually you're being a parent. But what I would applaud also is the emotional connection that dads are having with their children. I've got 2 daughters coming into teen years, and I love their relationship compared to the relationship I had with my dad. So I've got mixed feelings on it.
I think you've summed up how we feel about women. Can't please them.
No, they're so great.
Yeah, that's right. Look, look, it's great that dads have the connection with their families these days, a closer one. Yeah. And it's time. It's the availability of time. Now, a new website in the UK offers a very interesting service to heartbroken people. They can now rent a rebound lover to write adoring things all over their social media pages in an attempt to make their ex jealous. Now, we've all been heartbroken before, Karen, and we've wanted revenge. But is this the lamest type of revenge, or is this going to work?
I think it's hilarious. I think it's great. If you can put the boot in, oh, go for it. Put the boot in. I mean, why not? It's a diversion, though. It's not I don't think people need to have it up on Facebook as a relationship, because when it isn't a relationship, it's like, well, okay, have I been dumped again? How am I going to explain this? So stick it up as a diversion. Why not?
Seriously, I can't believe you're saying that, Karen. Look, I just think it's the most sad, pathetic, shallow, ridiculous thing. You invent this Facebook person who's a brain surgeon come Swedish model. And you put her up there. You're doing some gardening and cooking and stuff with her. I mean, honestly, that's really going to help your breakup, isn't it? That's really going to get you through the pain.
I think it'll help you get over it much faster.
Sorry, go out and get a hobby.
It's the cyber equivalent of a bloke driving to work with a blow-up doll in the passenger seat.
I am so with you, Karen.
No, but these are real people.
Oh no, sad. It's terribly, terribly sad. Get a life, go out and, you know, and also please acknowledge that breaking up in a relationship takes time. It hurts.
Of course it does.
You know, and you've got to allow yourself to hurt. Why would you want to rush through that process and then just make yourself look all perfect and golden and everything? It hurts.
To make yourself look perfect and golden.
We're going to disagree on this.
It might just work. It's going to work on 50% of the people out there.
Absolutely it will.
Now, what about this little social experiment that was conducted? A seemingly high-end fashion pop-up store was developed to show how we spend our money when it comes to labels. It sold its clothes under a different name. This is a low-cost provider. They doubled their prices in a pop-up store and found that women were pleasantly surprised when they were told the real price. No mention of men here.
Yeah, because we're the suckers, that's why. Aren't we stupid? I mean,
that's the whole point. I mean, they make this so-called article is about the dumbness of women, and I find that really offensive. And we're not the only one that buys clothes. I mean, men buy clothes as well, and I don't think women are stupid. I think they're quite intelligent. I believe that they do make the right choices for themselves, regardless of what they choose to spend.
I think that women are. I'm concerned about younger women and the money they're racking up on their credit cards, and we've seen that through news stories, and that need to be validated by labels and by what you own. I have concerns about that. Look, I'm not drawn into that stuff. I think as you get older, you get far more. You use better judgment when you're shopping, and I'm wearing a $9 bracelet and a $20 necklace, and I think mix it up. Have a bit of expensive stuff, have a bit of cheaper stuff, but don't just buy it because it's got a label on it.
But if you sold one of those bracelets in a pop-up store and said that, that it was by the world's newest,
this is
designer,
Amaze actually,
and it's $500, someone's going to buy it.
They will, and then their coating will drop off in 3 months, and they'll be really disappointed.
But the fact is that if I'm going somewhere, special, if I'm going to a function or a wedding or something like that, the last thing I want is to turn up and look the same as everyone else, or have 3 people in the same dress. And if you do buy a lot of clothing in the cheaper stores, they sell hundreds of thousands of these things. If you buy them in more expensive stores, then there's going to be a lot less people in them. And I'm sorry, but I do buy my attire when I go out or to a function from a more expensive store, because I don't want to arrive with 2 or 3 other women in exactly the same outfit, particularly if they're going to look better.
Yeah.
Oh, she's class, this lady.
Well, it was Kristen Less that did this, and I think it's a great way of advertising how cheap they are in reality. So
my hairdresser dresses entirely from Kmart, and she looks astonishing.
Kmart has the best flannel shirts, I promise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wear one next week on the show.
A wide variety of them. I've never seen a bloke wearing the same shirt as me.
And that's lucky. That's lucky.
Back to you later.
A Kmart exclusive.